Kali's message. Do not be afraid of your personal power. To be empowered and liberational. Who you truly are is a liberational being of divine love that comes to this earth to bring about immense change and to awaken people to the change that must occur in order for the pain and suffering to be met with an intense yet soulful pain that is transformation. The personal power within is the access point to the laws of the universe and understanding creation, destruction, and how everything comes together and everything dissolves. To understand your power, your personal power that is native to your soul, to emptiness, the same personal power all beings have, is to go into the fear, the shame, the anger, and to initiate yourself in divine love, to be challenged by the suffering of this planet, and to find an even greater personal power and inner strength to be able to lead yourself through all the realms of earth and all the dimensions of earth, to see and recognize the most unbroken force that governs everything time and time again in thousands of years, eons, so that you may not fear, and so that you may become deathless and remember that immortality that is not living forever as flesh. It is having consciousness that is unbroken, consciousness that is being accessed in its totality, in its fullness, with acceptance and compassion, and a willingness to bring wisdom to the things that can't be understood, or the things that are seeming mysterious or can't be understood because of our resistance or our trauma or the unfairness or the injustice associated with that encounter or experience or life moving through us, to us, so that we can come to this space within the threshold of destruction and creation, the space that transcends duality, the space where we're not in this battle with ourselves anymore, or with polarity, old systems versus new systems. Become this whole being that represents an integration of the pain, shame, fear, anger, that brings all of this, breaks it down, and refashions it into an evolutionary necessity that clears out the pollution, what is rotten, clears out what is stagnant, negative cycles, what is repeating again and again, but has no life force, has no reality. That is what Kali does in her many lifetimes of going into the deepest darkness in the hell-being realms and the animal realms and the human realms, and working her way through this understanding of madness and insanity and destruction and chaos and resistance and the suffering, the injustice and fairness, so that she can know how to liberate all of it, how to gain a perspective and understanding that can go through the removing of obstacles, like a great challenge to test one's will, and see a divine love within all things, and to see that regardless of what happens to the life energy, that unbroken consciousness will always be. It is the thing we call the soul, the emptiness, that will always be. So in having that experience of the death, the ending, the crises, we get to face what is real. We get to move beyond the entrapment, the illusion, being bound to this earth. We get to see and eyewitness that everything in the destruction and the breaking down is trying to grow the divine love. And the things that bring the interference is something very far from that divine love, has separated or has disconnected so far from the divine love that there's this negative cycle that just keeps going and going, relaying and relaying, but is not real because it has no transformation, because only in the unbreakable consciousness that we only really access through that divine love do we actually step into a life force in an evolution and get to really see into that soul, that emptiness, that dignity that is the real anchor, the real shape and pattern of what we call creation, destruction, an ability to bring an understanding to the many complexities, the infinity that is wanting to grow us, weave us more into the great wisdom of divine love.